and with your friendship
Yeah.
and with, yeah,
Means a lot, Jamie. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. I love you. I have something for you.
Oh gosh,
Why am I so emotional?
why am I so emotional? We do kind of always get emotional in the rocking chairs.
It's true, because we're in the
It's the
rocking
energy of
chairs.
the chair.
It's the energy of rocking chair friend.
And we go back to like a love
There's
language
no
or
tears
gift.
there.
It's not about the grandeur of a gesture. It's
There's
about I
nothing
see
dripping. There's
you.
no runny nose.
I'm
There's
nurturing you
nothing.
and I see you so deeply. And I love being able to see your growth. And
She wants the kids to know how deeply she loved them. It's all about her. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for the memoirs that Archie and Betty are going to write about what it was like growing up with that. Change your ways, Meghan. Stop this nonsense. Stop play acting in a podcast infomercial. Stop wasting your time trying to gain approval from us. We're done. You don't need anything from us. You need to go and get right with the Lord and your husband and your families. This is a waste of time. This is nonsense. And this is how these people operate and move in the world. They're constantly trying to skew with our sense of reality so that we'll buy into their nonsense. This is evil. Just diabolical behavior. Welcome back to part 2. Hopefully you have another tasty beverage. Got myself a refill of my water. Ready to go, ready to go. I didn't tell you, but in part 1, I had the speed for their video turned up. It was at 1.20 speed. So it's 20% faster than listening to it normal. This is how long and drawn out this madness is. Okay. But now what we're talking about is picking up from where we left off. Meghan talking about how giving to others brings her complete joy. You see Jamie's face right there? That's my face right now, like this. Okay, well, let's dig in.
And I guess over the years, like again, back to wanting to feel seen and wanting people to feel seen. It shows that you're really listening to what their needs are. It shows that you can show up for them no matter what you have going on.
So when you're super busy and you can make gift baskets, that's when you know you've reached the pinnacle of success in life.
And a lot of that's probably doing the things for other people that I had missed for so long when you don't feel seen or when you feel lonely.
So maybe that's the excuse for the bad behavior while she was in the royal family. She was muffled and she was like the Little Mermaid and she had her voice taken away and she wasn't seen. So then you can't be nice to people? I don't understand what she's trying to say. Do you understand what she's trying to say? I don't get it.
And you just want someone to like reach out in a meaningful and thoughtful way, not with a huge gesture, but something of like, no, I really like, I see you. I'm thinking about you over there. Tiny, tiny things that really just move the needle. It could change someone's life. So yeah,
Ice cream changing lives. Ice cream in a basket with a card that says, Her Royal Highness is thinking of you, with these 2 little pints of ice cream. So if you've got a house full of guests, why just give her 2 tiny pints? That's what I want to know. Why not give her like the Big Mac Daddy Briars or something? Give her 2 or 3 of them. Just a suggestion.
brings me a lot of joy to do that. That to me is not work. That's complete joy.
You sharing that reminds me of a moment. I remember, yeah, we have a lot of fun in the rocking chairs. Yeah, we have.
Okay. Goodness gracious me. So this is going to go into Jamie talking about how Meghan has been there for her. In the past, there was a night where Jamie was feeling completely horrible and rotten and awful, and she was crying and she had no makeup on and her rosacea was acting out. Oh, Jamie always tells us that her cheeks are so red like that because she has rosacea. And I'm going to talk about that in my video when I talk about why I hate when women say that they're not wearing makeup when they are, because one of the talking points that Jamie used to do when she used to hawk it cosmetics on QVC was she would take off her makeup on air, and she would tell the story about when she was a newscaster, she would have such bad rosacea that the heat from the lights and from her sweating and being nervous and anxious on camera, that the makeup would just almost get eaten off and her bright pink rosacea cheeks would come through. So when she was on QVC, she would take her makeup off and she would be really, really red, like a lot more red than what she's presenting here. So that's how I can probably say with pretty good authority that she is wearing, at the very least, some light makeup. So I just hate when they say they're not wearing makeup when they most certainly
all the
are.
things, yeah. And also, I'm thinking about one moment where I was having the worst day and I was so sad.
Hmm.
And I remember you canceled a date night, came over, sat in the rocking chairs.
Of course, she's going to cancel a date night to get free business advice from this billionaire. Or are we thinking Megan's going to tell her no, she's not going to come over? Come on.
Like, I was like crying.
That's
I
my
had
face
no makeup, I
watching
had
this.
my bright red rosacea, and I was like, ah.
Oh,
And
I could just tell you just I was like, "I don't think so, we have a date night." You're like, "Okay." I was like,
what you just shared is
Oh, it was such an imposition, but she did it anyway. She did it anyway. And then they go on, and then Jamie starts talking about, yeah, I know that you and Harry call each other M and H, and I think that's so wonderful. It's such a cool nickname. Like, how did that come about? And da 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 da, and all this kind of stuff. And Megan saying, well, it started when we started dating, and then it's just, it kind of went from there. And oh my gosh, and it's just so wonderful. And I love nicknames. They say that narcissists use nicknames to devalue their partners, but that's a whole nother episode.
beginning of us dating
mm,
when everything was in code,
code,
right?
yeah.
People didn't know we were dating for talk about memory lane.
Oh, she wanted people to know they were dating, trust me. And that's another shtick she does. She always wants to make it seem like she didn't want people to know that they were dating. That's why she would be photographed all around London in yoga clothes and going on errands and doing this kind of thing. And that's precisely why she made Harry, her then boyfriend, before they were even engaged, come out in the press and announce that they were a couple and that they need to stop being mean to her because she's a half Black woman. It's like she participated in all of that and she started all of that. So do not buy this type of stuff. She didn't want to be famous. She didn't want people to know. She wanted people to
So
know.
long ago. I mean, it'll be our 7-year wedding anniversary soon. I couldn't tell
The
anyone who I was
7-year
dating,
itch.
and he
Yeah,
was keeping, so I think we were just on a letter basis,
yeah,
and then, it stuck.
it's stuck.
It stuck, yeah.
Yeah, and still to this day.
Oh, whatever. And then now coming up in my notes, they're going to talk about the Meghan effect. And Jamie is going to bring up the fact that Meghan is an influencer. And when she wears something or she shows a product, shoes, a coat, dress, makeup, bag, whatever, it's the Meghan effect because it will sell out instantly and it's going to segue into a conversation and you'll see Meghan manipulate words. And what Meghan is going to assert to you is that she is actually doing a great service to entrepreneurs and struggling businesses and for society as a whole by hawking her wares and getting kickbacks from recommending things with this influencer effect.
And
Yes.
holy moly, her business, she shared her business uh exploded. She had an 11,000% increase in sales, like for weeks straight. Everything sold out.
I'm so
And
glad.
so,
Jamie saying that uh, Meghan wore some bracelet, and because of that, this entrepreneur's business took off. That's what Jamie's talking about.
there's this thing known as the Megan effect.
Yeah.
What how does that make you feel?
She loves that.
It makes me feel really great when specifically it can help uplift brands that have a great ethos and female founders and
All these buzzwords. So she's going to start building her case as to why it's okay to be a member of the British royal family and yet behave like an influencer. She wants so much to be called a duchess and to have an HRH, but yet she behaves like a regular. Like, remember how Jamie said regular? Like, she's behaving just like somebody that doesn't have the resources and the status that she does. So it's like, which one are you, Meghan? You're really cheapening the British royal family by doing this. I have no idea why Charles allows this to go on.
Yeah.
there was a long time where I wasn't out talking. So if you
Yeah.
couldn't hear me,
Now, see, that's a dig at the royal family. She's trying to say that for the 18 months she was in the royal family, she wasn't out there talking, which is a blatant lie. I could probably show you a slideshow of I don't know how many events where she's standing with a microphone in her hand talking. She made a lot of appearances and she spoke a lot. And there's so much on camera of her elbowing Harry out of the way to meet people first when they were on official royal engagements, where she would talk on a mic even before him, even though it would be his event or his charity.
Where's the camera? Oh, there. Touch my hair, smile. Get out of my way! You fool! Boom! Psycho bitch, smile. Hi, Meghan. Hi. Walk right in front of Harry.
No, Megan, stay back. The Queen goes first. Oh, she's coming first. Okay, I'll just put my hair back. Oh, I hear them calling me. Megan, Megan, Megan. Oh, I'm gonna just go right in front of the Queen. Give me those flowers. Those flowers are for me. Give them to me. Oh, Megan, no. You're supposed to be back of the Queen. How I'd like to take my right hand and grab your butt pads and pull you back. Oh, thank God this gig is over with. I think I'll just rush to the car. Oh, Megan, wait. Wait, Her Majesty goes first. Oh, I see. She goes first before me. Oh, I'll try to sneak in. Oh, she's moving ahead. The Queen needs to talk to the man holding the jacket. Oh, what is she saying? What is she saying? Oh, like a football blocker, I'll bulldoze my way in. I go first. I go before the Queen.
So this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. And anyone with two brain cells to rub together knows that this is nonsense. You can do research and find out that this is nonsense. She always had a voice, always.
How could I be heard through what I was wearing if that's what people were focusing on, or the choices I was making that
So basically, she's saying that she didn't have a voice, but they were paying attention to what she was wearing. So she's going to turn that into a positive by promoting certain designers. But there was a whole bunch of talk that she was having her palace staff try to reach out to designers when she was still in the family, trying to get freebies and solicit freebies. You do not do that as a member of the royal family. That is a big, big no while she was in the family. There has been talk about that for years. So she's putting the spin on it where if they're just going to focus on appearance and the shallow, she's going to uplift it. She's going to elevate it and she's going to make it into a positive by bring attention to that business.
you didn't have to say a word, but it would move product for small companies or allow, even when we were living in the UK, small company in Scotland able to.
So in the UK, she couldn't accept money for those things, but she was reaching out and trying to get freebies while she was there. What's different now is that she's got stuff like Shop My where she can put up links or from stuff that she likes, from makeup to home decor to clothes, what have you. And she makes a small commission on the back of that if people click on those links. So it's a little bit different now in that she's probably not requesting freebies here. Well, she probably couldn't get them here. I mean, if it was hard for her to get them over there because it was against the rules, now that her reputation is pretty much in tatters, I'm sure that no one wants to give her freebies over here, but she's going to turn into just a regular influencer and put her links up.
I don't know, hire 50 more employees, or
Yeah.
small businesses who would take women out of positions of being trafficked and instead give them jobs. And by wearing those jeans, I knew it was going to allow them to save more women. So all of those things end up becoming
And don't forget the scandal about those handbags, that handbag company that she invested in. The name of it escapes me, but it came about in the press that the women making those handbags that were like $500 and up, this company that she invested in because she's very invested in the right ethos and the right company culture and the right this. Well, come to find out that the people that were making the bags in Rwanda were being paid pennies for a day of work. That's exploitation of women workers. Somebody supposedly like a Meghan, who's always talking about what an entrepreneur and humanitarian she is. So how did that happen? Obviously, she's not researching these companies, is she? No.
a touch point that's really, really high value to me. And then being able to hear the stories of how it has helped them or their businesses. And even just, it could have been the day that they were going to give up.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been the day that they're just going, why am I doing this? It's not worth it. And if I can come in with a little sprinkle of fairy dust just by wearing a bracelet or doing something, and that changes the course of their business.
Okay, here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. She's holding on to that title for dear life, and you're not supposed to be able to monetize that title. That was one of the very strong points from the Sandringham Summit that Her Late Majesty put forth. You can't monetize the titles, and you can't be half in and half out, which is what they want to do. They wanted to be half in and half out, and they wanted to monetize the titles. But here's the problem. Her getting kickbacks as an influencer now in the position she is still sketchy. And the reason why it's sketchy is because she's still benefiting from it, even in a very small way. Even if the commission is small, anytime someone clicks, there's a cookie linked to that. So anything that person buys that day or within a certain time frame, she'll get a kickback from. That's how these affiliate programs, a lot of them work. So she still stands to gain monetarily. And it's not like she's out here saying that if I wear a Valencia bracelet or whatever it is, that I'm going to donate a 100% of those clicks to charity. She's not saying that. So in a way, she's just trying to paint it. She's twisting this, and she's trying to justify her monetizing the title and getting commissions off influencing. But she can't put a spin on it because she's still gaining monetarily. So that is the big problem. And she's equating it with using her voice, investing in companies that she believes in that have the right ethos and culture. So it's advancing them. So if she makes a kickback from her Shop My Store and she's helping a fledgling business, then that's worth it in gold for her. But she's still getting some gold.
That's
You know
a
what
huge
I mean?
honor to be able to have that kind of impact for someone.
Yeah.
Someone that most of the time I won't even know.
Yeah. So don't criticize her because she's impacting lives and businesses by allowing businesses to get off the ground or stay afloat because she's making commission off these influencer links. It's just, make this make sense.
Yeah. I never ever realized that during seasons where maybe you felt like you couldn't use your voice, that was a way to use your voice.
Yeah, to still be heard and allow other people's voices to be heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the trickeries going on here. She's taken the moral high ground by saying you can't criticize her because she's helping businesses with the proper ethos. It's so irritating and it's so boring. And next in my notes, I have her love for California. And I found this nauseating. And you know what? I can say I found it nauseating. I'm from California. I was born and raised in Southern California. And I just found this part kind of funny. Here we go.
Lived in a few different parts of California. What are your favorite parts of California?
These are the questions. 50 minutes in. I mean,
Oh, I should be a California tourism ad because I love this state so much. I used to watch those Visit California commercials. And I remember when I started auditioning, I was like, I just want to be in a Visit California commercial. I just want to be there.
this whispering stuff, it's just like serial killer vibes to me. First of all, California has really gone downhill. California, I left that state in 2003. I lived there for a tiny bit of time after my husband and I got back from London for about a year. But the high taxes, the high choking taxes, people can't buy homes there. They can't insure their homes. They're drowning in property tax, the crime, there's no water. They've got corrupt and inefficient governance. I mean, the place, when I go back there now, I'm just aghast by how just crowded and polluted it is. And I really, it's like I just weep for the California that I remember. And the only reason why people like her and Jamie really, really love California is because they get to hide in their walled and gated Montecito communities, and they have the best of everything, and they have rolling acreage. But the average person in California is struggling to stay afloat. And if you live in California and you love California, I am sorry. I mean, I don't mean to offend you in any way, shape, or form, but I mean, I think we can all pretty much say that there's a lot of things that have gone downhill with California in the last 30 to 40 years. And every time I go back, I'm like, this is not the place I remember growing up. It's just not. It's just not.
We're talking about how great this state is. I just love that within 2 hours you can have access to snow or beach or desert. I love the diversity of it. We have an amazing food scene. I feel
This is so boring, you guys. This is so unbelievably boring. Let me see if I could fast forward to the part now where Jamie is sharing with, look at this. I love when I pause. Like she's so animated. Another thing I wanted to point out to you guys is, do you notice how much nervous fidgeting Meghan does? She's always touching her face, she's touching her nose, she's touching her mouth. That to me is kind of a tell. And there's a lot of people that have studied her behavior in particular and said that that is her narcissistic tell when she's lying or telling half truths, is she always touches her nose or her mouth. And she does that a lot in this. And she's always looking, and she's always like she'll scratch her hair and different things. And she's always like scratching herself. And part of me is thinking, why are you always scratching yourself? What is going on? It's
put that in the
weird.
car. You're ready to go hiking. And I remember you said,
Oh yeah, so this is just a dumb story that I'm going to fast forward. I want to get to the part where I think Jamie's like, oh yeah, your husband just released something, I guess meaning in the press, that the quote was, "I'm so happy for my wife and I fully support absolutely everything she's done and continues to do." Now, apparently she's telling Meghan this for the first time. So Meghan's never apparently heard that. And I don't buy that. I don't buy that for one stinking second. And ain't nothing getting by Meghan. Harry would never release anything in the press that didn't have Meghan's 100% full approval. I think this is the part where Jamie is reading it to her or something.
It's everywhere in the press. Yeah, it's beautiful. But how does it? So okay, so you don't know this. Okay, so you're hearing this for the first time.
that's sweet.
No, she's not. Absolutely not.
I love that you're hearing this for the first time. He says, "I'm so happy for my wife and fully supportive, and support absolutely everything."
Yeah. And I know I've read it to you, but Jamie already said it once, and this is the second time she's saying it. So I don't know why she's repeating it, but
she's done and continues to do. How does that make you feel?
Oh, he's such a great partner. I feel that, right? I feel that every day in how supportive he's been.
And notice whenever Meghan's talking about Harry, it's in terms of what he does for her and how he nurtures her and how he's a good partner to her. She rarely, and I don't even think she's ever talked about what she does for him and how she shows up for him. It's always back to her.
But I didn't know he said that. So that's really nice. Because
Yeah, sure.
I mean, do you think that you would have been able to get through all the no's and the challenges if you were doing it solo, if you didn't have the support of Paolo? And there's something that is not to be taken for granted when you have a partner and a spouse who is just so behind you.
Well, he has no choice, does he? Where is he going to go? He's estranged from his family. He's in a foreign land. I guarantee you he spends the majority of time in his house smoking everything but his shoes, because we all know what his lifestyle is like. He told us about it in Spare, didn't he? So he has nowhere to go, and she knows that. Sad. But then again, he made his bed.
You know, I mean, that man loves me so much.
See, he loves me. Back to me. Back to me. Oy.
And, you know, look what we built. We've built a beautiful life, and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children. And, you know, and
Would you say they have a beautiful life, or would you say that they have a tortured life where they're being roasted every day in the media? They're being roasted all the time, and they're being called out on their garbage. But yet they do that thing that I told you about in the last episode where it's just smile and wave, nothing to see here. Either go away or own up to what you're doing. What normal people do, fight or flight. Don't do the crazy, uncanny valley, weird robotic thing where you just act like nothing's wrong, because that's what people hate. That's what's irritating people. Ugh.
I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers when you get to the final level. And what's the goal in Super Mario? They're like, slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband.
So she just called herself a princess, ladies and gentlemen. She just called herself a princess, which is basically what she just did. And then at some point, Jamie says to her, do you think you'll be married forever? And Megan's like, of course. And isn't my husband handsome? He's a fox. Who asks, are you going to be married forever? Who's going to say, nah, I think in maybe 2 years we'll get divorced? Who talks like that? That is the stupidest, dumb thing I've ever heard in my life. Let me fast forward a little bit of this because I am just like, ugh.
And
Did this?
no one's ever seen
Okay, now in addition to the wonderful, adoring statement that she just read from Harry, now this is something from her children, Archie and Betty. And apparently this is something that they wrote to her that Megan's never heard before. So let's listen to this, shall we?
this before,
Okay.
and I would love to share it with you.
Isn't that so funny? She's like, this is something that you've never heard before. And I'd love to share it with you. Like, yeah, we know you're going to share it with us. It looks like you're going to read it. What would have been super funny is if she would have been like, this is something I'm going to share. I don't think I want to share it with you. Now that would have been funny. But anyway, listen to this. And I'm going to point out something that you may or may not notice, but just listen to this.
And if you feel comfortable,
Is this from
if
this
you
morning?
share it with all of us.
Oh.
Oh, I guess Megan's going to read
From
it. I
Archie
forgot.
and Lily via Papa. We love your cooking. We love your pancakes. And we love, love, love your hugs. You're the best mummy and we love you. So sweet. I also love that it's mummy.
I don't know if you looked at that paper, but you can kind of see through it a little bit. And it's typed. It's typed and in big letters. Do they know how to type? What is that supposed to be? That screams to me very, very staged. Kids are going to like scribble something for you and hand it to you. That is authentic. That's genuine. That was a piece of paper she read with that was Xeroxed with like type on it. Big type.
Just very British instead of
Very
mommy.
British.
Oh, yeah, they're the greatest.
No, and we so it's kind of fun reading that to you about just how much he supports you and how proud he is with everything he's doing with Invictus
Yes.
Games and all the projects he's so passionate about. What are the best ways that you support him?
Now, this was one of the reasons why I was kind of excited about this part, because I cannot believe that Jamie asked that question. She's basically holding Meghan to task a little bit by saying, okay, we've talked about everything he does for you. What do you do for him? And I'm almost thinking, that's a little part of me that makes me believe that Meghan didn't know every single question. And maybe Jamie went off script a little bit. Because you can sense that Meghan is not as performative and at ease when this question gets answered. So I want you to listen to the just sycophantic wordplay that Meghan engages in here. Listen to this. So this is how she shows up to support Harry.
He needs with all of this.
And notice how she makes it about how she shows up for him, shows what a great person she is.
You know, I think a lot of it is being a soundboard, especially because I don't read media or press.
Yeah.
I'm a good barometer of just sometimes maybe just a very removed point of view because I'm only looking at it through the lens of loving him.
So who believes that? Who believes that she is a neutral soundboard for him that has his best interest in mind? She's calling herself out, and that is such a tell. First of all, she lies by starting out saying that she doesn't read anything or she's not bothered by public opinion. So because of that, she's such a valuable, invaluable, neutral sounding board for her husband. So she's complimenting herself when she's asked a question about how she supports him. What a normal person probably would say is, well, you know, he really loves A, B, C, and D. So I make sure that this is something that we do together, or I provide him with this or that so he can enjoy those things or whatever, just something about him. But who's she talking about in her answer? She's talking about her. again.
Yeah.
What's in his best and highest good? What's in the best interest for us as a family? What will help nurture him and help him find balance?
Yeah.
So I think in that regard, I can hear it through a different lens because my opinion isn't colored by anything
Yeah.
other than what I know from him and what I can see for our future.
Who believes that? I don't believe that for a second. So again, bringing everything back to her. And now the next thing I have in my notes is her talking about her daughter and talks about what she wishes for her daughter, Betty, as Betty grows up.
He says, I know that they'll feel like, oh my gosh, no one has ever loved someone more than the way our mom loved us.
So let's go back here. The question was, how do you want your daughter to feel growing up? What do you wish for her? So let's see how much Meghan talks about her daughter in her answer or how much she talks about herself in her answer.
She says, I know that they'll feel like, oh my gosh, no one has ever loved someone more than the way our mom loved us. Um, and I put that in practice, that's part of every day how I show up for them. And
So again, it's praise for her. Praise for her always. Always about her. I want them to look back and say, wow, our mom loved us so much. She was the best. She was the best. It's always back to her. It's just absolutely incredible how self-absorbed this woman is.
I read a lot of parenting books. I really want to be good at it. I think a lot of stuff comes naturally, and a lot of stuff we can all use tools. But one of our mom friends, she had said to me last year that she just created sort of secret email addresses for her kids that she'll give to them at some point in their life, and she would just send.
So this is the story where Megan's talking about how what she does is she has put together secret emails for both of her children. And what she does is she writes them a special message almost every single day, or sends a picture or a voice memo or something about them that's going to show how much she was thinking about them, how much she sees them, and is so fascinated by their growth and their development.
Random pictures, the pictures that you aren't going to put in a frame.
Yeah.
I thought it was such a great time capsule to create for them because I still have scrapbooks and photo albums, but we're past that generation now. And so I created for the kids.
So there's going to be a reason why I'm not entirely sure that this story is true.
These email addresses that sort of like names again that you would never guess that I will give them at some point in their lives when they're older. But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
So she's talking about how she emails them, and like Jamie gets really, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. And like I'm getting full body chills and all that. I just want to say that I really don't buy it. Sorry, I can hear my kids. They're really loud. I really don't buy it. And I'll tell you why I don't buy this email thing, because you can start an email for them, but unless the recipient goes in and opens the emails, these email platforms, if the recipient doesn't go in and read the stuff, it's considered or a not active account. And usually after anywhere from 6 to 12 months, the account gets knocked off. The account gets deleted and closed. So she's going to have to make a pointed effort to go in there minimum once a year, maybe every 6 months, to keep that email account up to date. So you're making these email accounts for your kids and you're going to show it to them when they're 16, but you better go in and make sure that you're at least logging into the account is what I want to say, because if you don't, these platforms are going to go ahead and delete that whole account. So this is the part that Jamie gets completely so overwhelmed with, the fact that Meghan knows how to start an email account for her kids, and she loses her mind.
Email because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's a report card from today. Or, oh my gosh, you said the funniest thing this morning. Or here's a picture of you two having breakfast. Or here's you playing with the dog. The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal, but they will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16.
It actually sounds like an okay idea if I believe that she even does this.
Or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you
I have full body chills right now.
for your whole life. And here's everything and every moment that I wanted to tell you how much I love you and like how
Okay, now the reason why this one is kind of interesting now, because now we're going to go into the fake crying. Now, we all know that Meghan's legendary video there where she's sitting on top of some building, Soho House. I don't know which Soho House she was in, where she's like, I'm the best actor. All the director has to say is one tear left. I go. I can do it. So I want you to notice how she is trying to convey that she's crying, but there are no actual tears on her face. Her eyes aren't red. Her face isn't getting that scrunched up real cry look. There are no tears here, but she's making it seem like she's crying because she's constantly wiping. And I want you to watch the way she wipes these so-called tears that are on her face. Just watch this.
Proud I am, if you don't have all things to make me emotional, for them to be able to look back and go, oh my gosh, she has loved us so much. And that's, I think, the best part about being a mom. And we go,
What is she wiping at? There's nothing there. Nothing. So she's wiping, she's going like this, but there's no shine of anything there. And I want you to watch one more thing she does too, which when I saw that, I was like, this is just a performance.
go back to like a love language or gifts. It's not about the
Okay, that. She's wiping like this. Now, that supposedly is either your nose is running or the tear that fell from your eye has gone down and is kind of drip. You know how when you're ugly crying and the tear will fall out and it'll kind of go and drip off your nose and hang on your lip kind of thing. So that gesture. So either it's that, like the tears falling and she's wiping it, or the nose is running and she's kind of like, but either way, there's no trickle of moisture to signal that it's a tear. And you don't hear sniffing in her voice, or you don't hear a sniff at all. You guys, this is very, very disturbing behavior. This is psychotic behavior. Psychotic behavior. And I've been around people who fake cry for sympathy. And I remember feeling scared. I remember feeling like I am not, this person is 2 tacos shy of a combo plate. I got to get the H out of here. This person is crazy. So that is the vibe I get from her. This is just very scary and deceitful behavior. And she's play acting. She's feigning emotion right now. And it's
I'm
scary.
just so proud of
There
them.
she is getting all
So beautiful.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. Everything and every moment that I wanted to tell you how much I love you
I have full body chills right now.
for your whole life. And here's everything and every moment that I wanted to tell you how much I love you and like how proud I am, if you don't have all things to make me emotional.
So let's watch this fake crying again so you can get more versed in how these people do this. And I need a refresher too, because this is scary, deviant behavior here.
For them to be able to look back and go, oh my gosh, she has loved us so much. And that's, I think, the best part about being a mom. And we go back to like a love
There's
language
no
or
tears
gift.
there.
It's not about the grandeur of a gesture.
There's
But I
nothing
see
dripping. There's
you.
no runny nose.
I'm
There's
nurturing you
nothing.
and I see you so deeply. And I love being able to see your growth. And
She wants the kids to know how deeply she loved them. It's all about her. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for the memoirs that Archie and Betty are going to write about what it was like growing up with that. Change your ways. Repent, Meghan. Change your life. Stop this nonsense. Stop play acting in a podcast infomercial. Stop wasting your time trying to gain approval from us. We're done. You don't need anything from us. You need to go and get right with the Lord and your husband and your families. This is a waste of time. This is nonsense. And this is how these people operate and move in the world. They're constantly trying to skew with our sense of reality so that we'll buy into their nonsense. This is evil. Just diabolical behavior, if you want my honest opinion.
just so proud of them.
So beautiful.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just it's just so great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
Right?
Thank you. That's the good.
Here we go with the not makeup stuff. But do you see the manipulation going on here? It's really, really scary. It's really scary. And I'm sorry, but she has played cat and mouse where these kids are concerned for so long that who even really believes an ounce of this?